So good evening everybody, how are you going? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I bring out some spiritual episode. So we're going back and do one, right? So I get a WhatsApp from somebody and they say, well, the child has been constantly crying in the night, and they check out my video where I was talking about how the man that lost his child and thing in the last video, right? And they wanted to know about it, right? So when you're children and crying in the night, what has caused that, right? Well, okay then. So we're gonna do that today on this episode, right? Alright then. So remember I tell you in that episode that it have a man, he lost his child and he just come and make a child laugh and make a child cry and all these kind of thing, right? So here what they call this, they call it a carriage praise, right? I think it was in English way, not in Hindi, so you understand what the praise is, right? About. So a way to understand, right? Now carriage praise is about children, right? From a certain age, people whoever had children, I think if they can do things to your children and thing then, right? So they just call it a carriage praise. Is a go and come praise, right? To break it down for you to understand a little more. Right? So here what is going on. You may have a child and a baby or whatever, it is and crying. It just be playing in the night and all that sudden it goes sort of cry and it goes sort of move around and sort of get fussy and then late in the night and then, it was good all the time child. If you watch back your camp or your camera and the child playing good and all that sudden sort of cry and fight and beat up and thing. Right. So if you go back and check my episode is Longfoot episode, I think it was, yeah, on the Longfoot episode, yeah. Right, they say the man in his story, he lost his child in the forest and he just hunt looking for a child to get back a child, right? That's the story they say as it was passed on to me, right? I don't know if it's true or false. As I always just tell you, I don't know. I just go with what my grandparents tell me and I just go in with that, right? Right, so they just call it a carriage praise. So here what is going, right? It have people, if they can't get to you, they will get to your children. Now your children, it doesn't mean that it's little children. It can be big children, adults, teen, all kind of bacchanal, right? They just call it a carriage praise. It's a carry and go praise. Right? So let me just say something. Let me just say something like you doing prayers in your house and you know to make everything good or wherever it is, right? So sometimes you have a child in your house that weak. Right, you may not be weak, your family may not be weak, but that certain child, that child of yours, or your grandchild, or wherever it is, it's weak. So they just call it a carriage praise. As I always telling you, I always explain it, carriage means come and go praise, right? So it's a carriage praise. That's what they normally call it. I just break it down in English for you to understand what the praise is about. Now you have to watch the video and understand what I'm talking about in the video for you to understand what the praise is about. Right? So people could go, right, and they could go on do things but not for you. They could do it for your children to affect you and make you get disappointed, right? So for like your grandchildren or your normal children, your children, all that, right? You see people outside here when they're doing things for you. Now as I always tell you, I not into that. I just carry on these stories and I just pass down there, right? And you just have to pay attention to what I'm telling you, right? So they just call it. Now if you hear a noise outside, the Pinky doing his schoolwork, so you gotta excuse that noise, right? Anyway, yes, it's a carriage press. So people know if they can't get to you, they will get to your children. And if they can't get to your children, they just go to your grandchildren. Right? So it has certain things in the book that you could cast spell on children as well, send them, get them irritated, get them hyper, get them mad, all kind of things you can do in that carriage spell, right? Now to break that carriage spell, you go have to do a certain prayers to get it out, for it not to come, but it's something that's always come. So it's as I say, you can get rid of it. You can get rid of it for a point in time. You can't get rid literally because that prayers have no prayers for you to eliminate it. Yeah, you can't eliminate it. It is go and come prayers because once you have children, they always have a weakness and they will always have a weakness for something. So that prayers always there. Now that was, they said that carriage prayers was there a long time ago, right? As my grandmother explained to me, she said that back in the days when people was fighting for things like land, house, boat, sea, wherever they was fighting for back in the time, and they couldn't get that the human, the parents or the grandparents was real strong, they just send the prayers towards the children. So if the children get weak and they get sickness or wherever it is, they go want to sell their land or they go want to do this because they will need the money to see about the children. So it's like a weak prayers, right? It is weaken your child. Make you get weak now. Make you get weak from your prayer, from your child, right? So that prayer is something that is it has been kind of difficult to deal with. Now I always tell it have people who does know things and people who just play them know things and just take your money, right? Always I tell all that on this channel. You could believe me, you don't want to believe me, you could lick me down with a big stone, you could boss me, you could talk wherever you want to talk. As I always tell all that, educating all in everything that all you don't know. Always go by people speaking in gibberish and all kind of language and thing and you don't understand one damn ass. Right? When you come on my channel and you listen to me, I speak it in English here because I just sharing the information that I know. Right? Now there's a lot of things I have and I tell you my channel will always be busy, always have things on the channel, right? This is a serious moment and we're dealing with seriousness, right? Right. So there is a cause spell on your children and weaken your children and thing and make you give up and sign papers and get money and all kind of thing, right? That is the weaken you. Now that carriage prayers, people just go by people and there's like a 3 days process, not a prayers, is like a process. And meaning that they have things to do in the prayers that they go have to make your children go crazy or mad or whatever it is, right? Now, this prayers also affect people that like you have children that disabled or anything like that. That prayers also could be there because they couldn't get to you, so they take it behind your children. Right? Now, if you know you're pregnant and you want to do a carriage prayers, you could do it. It will not affect you, but it just help you. Right? So, now I don't know if you just go back pundit or a praise or wherever it is and you ask them what, if, I don't know, you could do whatever you want, right? If there's nobody carriage prayers. Now, if there ain't nobody carriage prayers, well, I tell you, I don't know. I just can't tell you, I don't know. Because some of them is split the nothing and that time they ain't no one ass. Right? I now tell you, carriage prayers is a come and go prayers, right? So you cannot eliminate the prayers. You cannot get rid of that prayers. No matter how you do, but you can prevent it for a certain point in time. Now that is a sort of affect people, like you see when they're pregnant and thing, that prayers, they sort of affect your children and thing. So they could hit you hard one shot, right? Sometimes they could weaken you and do you all kind of thing one time as a baby pregnant and thing. Now you have to be serious if you want to do that prayers. Right? You have to go by your people or whoever it is and ask them about it. Now, if they don't know about it, well, I can help you there. Right? Because some people just believe in these people and them and they know one ass. They didn't even know the ass from the elbow. Right? So, right. Let me explain the carriage prayers now. It's a 3 days process. It's not a prayers. It's a process. Prayers mean that it is writing down and make you go and say it and blah, 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 blah. This is a process. This is like, you know, when you get married and you have your multi-current night and you have your 3 days night. Process. Right? Now this process, it have prayers in it, but it's something you have to work to do, right? You have to things you have to do to prevent it. Now you could prevent it, but you cannot stop it. Right? The way how the prayers is like you cannot get rid of it. It's just it was built to affect you because people could take it back out of your children or whoever it is, right? Now, as I said, it will affect infants and it can affect anybody once it's in your family. So you have to be careful, right? Now, as my grandmother used to explain to me, the carriage prayers is now it have people that be doing all these things, even though I believe in God, right? It have people, remember, in all them stories, and it have the good and the bad. So even though you believe in God, yeah, that is just one part of it, but it still has the next part of the bad. So it always have bad and good. Always. Always put in your mind. Right? So the carriage prayers now, it is only affect your siblings, I mean your children. Right? It don't affect you. Now if they can't get to you, they will go to your children. So the carriage prayers is something you have to be careful with because it have a point in time when it can hit your children. That prayers could do, or let me just say a child is 1 year today, And they could do that press so when they reach 10 years. You understand? That's what they call it a come and go press, right? That's what they say. So them could time you, and if they don't want to make your life miserable right now, they could put the press there on you, wherever they need to do now, wherever it is, right? And they could make it in the future, make it sure and thing go bad. Now, we have a lot of people that's dealing bad, has always still all of that. I don't meddle in them kind of thing because they're not really my thing. I not into that, right? I not me. Right? Who want to deal with them thing, as always tell all we deal with them bad thing, later on come and kick you in your ass real hard. Right? So my thing to you is don't deal in no bad, but they do the good. And if you're going and do a carriage press, have a good carriage press. What carriage press is, you could do it bad on somebody or you could do it good, right? I'm just telling you. Now, this is something, as when I discuss all these things and things, people they mustn't get afraid or anything like that, right? Though it's normal. I just explaining things that I have out there that you don't know and nobody not going to tell you about it because everything is a money-making business. Right? So you gotta understand how all this press thing does work. Yeah, I thought somebody was calling me. Yeah. Anyway. So that would just go on with the press, right? Now you have to be real careful with these press. Now these press, the carriage press is for your siblings, your children, right? It could affect you, where it do bound to affect you, right? As I tell you, you could do the press today, and 10 years from now, it could work on you, right? Now let me explain something there, right? I know all these things years now. But I never really digging into it now, boy, because I never really used to believe in them things. Right? Honestly, I personally never used to believe in them things. And if you check through all my stories, and then you see all kind of shit happen to me. And that is when I get to realize that it does work. Them things, people out there fear, boy. Out there fear. People don't like it to reach nowhere. You're trying not to reach nowhere. Nobody to reach nowhere. So people could don't, boy, watch me, they could go buy a man and spend all the 10,000 and get rid of you. You understand what I'm saying? So you see all these persons I must be explaining, all they might be taking it. Yeah, you just talking shit. Well, you think I talking shit, that's your business. When you see all this shit hit you, don't come to me and asking me for your help. Don't ask me what to do. Go by the people, you're accustomed paying your money and doing your business partner. Don't come to me. Because I do meddle in them kind of thing. I always telling all of that, right? You see something and a consular, all you need to understand how things does work. It have people could do you what they want and get away and nobody will never do it. They're like a crime. OBI is like a crime. All them spiritual thing is like a crime, but in the dark hole. You understand? Nobody can get catch. Because nobody will never know. When people tell you, yeah boy, I know who doing it, and then yeah, yes, they will have an idea who doing it, but they can't stop it. You understand? You can't cast a spell on a Obia man. You understand? Because he already done cast. So you can't do he nothing. The most them could do, the most they could do he is just like tickle he with a feather. You ain't doing he nothing. You understand? That was always tell you have to be real careful out here with these kind of things. When you get yourself, you're running by 10 different people and asking them for help. And all of them is still ending up with the same problem. You just have to find somebody who doing the right thing and do the right thing. And don't say today do it and yeah, and then you never do it and all kind of shit hit you and then you want to blame everybody for it. You see, I don't know where you're going and who you're dealing with. That way I don't know. Don't say people good. Nobody not good. Everybody is human and everybody have fault. So don't say nobody good. Right? You have to be careful. Where you going and do your prayers and who you dealing your prayers with and you see all that kind of tralala thing, all that to be real careful out here. These are real dangerous world all living in it. All kind of thing, they just continuously keep on going bad and bad and bad and bad and bad. Once you dig a hole, it's just deeper you're going. So be careful. Right. So we're back to the carriage press, right? Now as I explain every time I always talk this kind of thing because some of them have no sense, no real dotish. Plain talk bad manners, right? Or they feel all they know thing, but they no one ask from all their elbow, right? I'm telling all they. All they be going by 10, 20 people and all that. Yeah boy, we know that man walking good, this one walking good, that one don't work good, and then you ain't no one ass. You understand? You ain't know nothing. You're just playing, people just playing, they're telling you the right thing, but they'll never tell you the right thing because it's a money making business, always. Right? Right. So as I'm going back again and explaining back to you again, the carriage press is like for your children or wherever it is, right? If they can't get to you, they'll get to your children. And it is make your children get annoyed, it'll make them get tempered. Alright, let me just say something, like you have a child going to school, boy, and I'm just saying something, and in standard 5, boy, and they're doing whole from standard 1 to standard 5 is only is really bright. And all of a sudden your child just sort of lack off. Lack off meaning that they stop studying, they're playing game, they're not picking up the mind change, the different. You see, that is what it's called a carriage press. So somebody watching that child from since standard 1 and reaching up to standard 5. So I'm already saying that child continuously doing that, we got to do something because my child will be better than that person's child. And then the person might not like the person too. So there is a next kind of process there as well. Right? So you see that prayers now. It's like a process. They could do it today, and 10 years from now they could work it. Right? Now, the way these prayers and this work, it is like, boy, I just can't explain properly how it does be like, but you see, when we was growing up, we had plenty time with your grandmother, right? And then the kind of knowledge, she used to tell we stories. Everything I learn is like a story, right? People could just write book for stories and then, well, we used to, instead we go in and we used to play like, we play with little cricket, we play with little pitch, we climb mango tree and then in the evening time when she done cook she dinner and wherever it is, and she call we and she rocking in the hammock and we lighting the lamp, and then she used to start to share the stories with me. So that is how we get to understand how these things is. Now, as I tell you, my grandmother used to jar people and do prayers and things for them, but she used to do everything clean and free. You understand? So that's how she used to do she thing. Also, it had other people that teach me things like as I tell you, it had a Baptist lady who teach me stuff as well. It had a Christian man, he used to come and also teach me things as well. Now, I always like stories. I always like these kind of things from since I growing up, because we grew up in the bush and we say hear a lot of things and see a lot of things. Right? So I always was interested in what these things is, so that is how I get to know. Right? So it's not just something that I practice in or know, it's just something we grew up and learn stories and we get to know things, because when you ask question, she used to give you the answer, right? So the carriage prayers that is what to do now, is a process, I tell you already, and it is work, it is affect your children mind. Doesn't mean if your child is 25 years, 30 years, it still would affect them. If they're targeting you and they can't get to you, they pray to your child. Right? I keep explaining here, a carriage press is a come and go press. Right? They can pray today and 10 years they can work. That always does work, right? Now, if you go and buy people that do bad things or wrong things, I understand that is your business, you deal with that. That's not my business, I don't really care about that. But my advice to you, you mustn't go by people that are doing bad things. Go by people who can help you. Don't go by people who go, they think you're paying to get help, but then after and anytime you do anybody bad and you wish them bad or you do them bad, watch me, that just one in your bowl. So if 10, 20 people you do it to, that 20 in your bowl, and it will affect you. You could die. You understand? Your children could die in a fatal accident. You could die. You see, everything you do in a process, it is be like a line, right? And every line have a dot, 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 and that is your line going there. So that dot in your line, if you understand what I'm trying to explain to you, right? So you have to be real careful on what you're doing. Now, you could do a 3 days process to get rid of that press, but you don't stop. You could just stop for a little while and it could work for like a couple months. It don't work for you because it's like a yearly press you have to do. But it's a process, not a prayers. A process. Different. Have a big difference, right? I'm gonna help you a little more today that okay. You see, people when they doing the carriage prayers for your children, I think they had to know they had to know things about you. They had to know things about you. I want to know things about you, and let me just say you can't get affected or whatever. They can target your children, right? So there's called a carriage press. So me I don't really have anything else to explain much about it, because that is typically what it is. What is the problem that's happened to your children? Well, as I tell you, they go sort of lay off, they go sort of go off key down how their normal direction is always be going. You go see changes in them. They go see the attitude changing. They sit down and they just wondering. Their mind getting blank. They go tell you they're having bad dreams, real terrible dreams. They go see the dreaming you, mommy and daddy fighting and always quarreling, and granny dying or uncle dying. The kind of dreams they get. The mentality go change. They will get headache. They just get headache too with it. They will sort of feel upset and sort of vomit and thing. They will get like they wouldn't be eating or drinking and thing how they are accustomed to. Their mind will change up. Yeah, it does affect everybody. It's a real dangerous thing what people do with the children if they can't get to you. And it have people outside here, they're not on the right path. Guarantee that. Right? So they're not on the right path at all. So you just have to be careful, and yeah, carriage prayers. Right? It's not a prayers that, how to explain for you, boy, like it is just do your things. It don't really kill you, but it will get you into that position that coming to you. Right? You have to be careful. You understand? You see, when I post all these things, you have to learn to listen and understand what it is about. Right? You have to be real careful. Out here, real dangerous. And then it's you land the prayers. You have to be careful with that prayers too. You know, that is a real important prayers. I don't understand how people doesn't say that they don't believe in them thing, but I don't know. Now that is up to you, yes. That's your mind and that's your settings. But that is something very important. And watch my real prayers outside here, real thing, but all kind of thing, but thing for your foot to rotten, thing for you to get sick, all kind of thing. We will talk about them thing later on as I start back to bring back all the spiritual prayers on them, because a lot of people want to know more about them. They tell me, one boy, you ain't bringing on nothing for we. So I started bringing it back out for you, right? I'll try to do a little 2 video and thing, maybe for a week according or 3 video and thing for a week. Right? As remember, there's a real thing going on too. Say, well, you already see a video up from me for a little while, you know, you're working too, and then it's be real tired and thing too. But I keep the channel going, you don't worry, I'll keep the channel going, but you know, I should bring everything for everybody to watch. It's up to you. You could watch it, if you don't want to watch it, you could choops, you could say I talking shit, you could do what the hell you want. I educating you. If you want to learn something, you learn. If you don't want to learn, well, that's your business. You understand? It's up to you if you want. As I tell you, these things is good things for you to know, so you have an idea. Now in Hindi is a different name, and in English is Spanish is a different name. But I just bring everything for you in English, so you see people in Trinidad they understand English. You understand? You tell them the dotish, they know what dotish mean. You mean a dotish. You're stupid, you're retarded. When you bring something in English, they understand what is English. So that's why I just keep things in English and try to keep it simple for you. So people will understand. A lot of older people watching my channel, and they just be real thankful. And them now imagine people all 70 something, 80 something. Didn't even know all these things I talking about, but it affecting them. So you see, but they didn't know what it was, because every time they come and they're doing prayers and things, they do be talking the prayers, so you would never know. You understand? So when I come here now and I sort of break down everything for you, now I understand everything, and then I go say, yes boy, I really do this prayers and I really do that. That was the wrong thing I do. Yes, everything you're doing and you pay for money is be wrong. You understand? Prayer is not supposed to be paid, it's supposed to be done freely. Right? Now, you see, like when people taking money and say, well, just give me whatever you want, donation or whatever, donation, you're not supposed to be giving them money, you're supposed to be giving it in food. And then you're supposed to be taking that food and you're supposed to be sharing it out or giving it out. Now, prayers and things not supposed to be, you're supposed to have a normal job and not taking anything from people, because you're supposed to be helping people. I always tell them, me, you know, I don't know. Don't ask me, I don't know. I just don't know. You understand? Now, if, let me just say something, let me just say you have somebody and they're doing something for you and they never take nothing from you and they have a little problem at home, they need to buy a little let me say, a 2 link of steel or a little 10 block, and then you could do that because that is a good. But when you pay them money, they could buy rum, they could buy weed, they could go back and you could pay somebody $10,000 and your neighbor or your friend or your family or somebody could pay $20,000. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be really careful boy out here, boy. As my grandmother used to say, you see him with one eye, right? You see him with one eye and you have one eye closed. So you have to be really careful. You understand? You see him with one eye but you have one eye closed. If you understand what I mean, and if you don't understand, even if you close your eye, you can still see with one eye. So one eye won't affect you. You understand? So you see him with one eye and you have one eye closed. So one eye you're doing your hippy dippy and one eye you're McQueen. So I hope this helps you with Carriage Press. I hope you understand it, and I hope you do the right thing and you be careful. And as I tell you, this press affect a lot of pregnant women. You have to be real careful. Maybe you have a bacchanal with somebody or some kind of thing and they just don't like you and thing, they could go and do. If they don't want to get to you, they could get to your children or your child or wherever that problem. So I hope it helps you. It's a process. If you do it the right way, it does work. It does stop, as I tell you. It's like a yearly prayers you have to do for your children and thing. That just to keep them in the safe part and don't let nothing, because it's all kind of thing you can do to your children now, boy. So there's just the permanent prayers for it to last out is like a carriage prayers, and then you do your normal, little regular prayers and you pray to God and thing and you do the right thing and thing, yeah. But as I always tell you, you have to be real careful because these prayers and thing, it's real dangerous to meddle up with, and you don't know who you're going by and what kind of thing they're doing, you don't know the character and what they're doing and all kind of. As I tell you, I just come on my channel and just help you out. If you want to learn, you learn. If you don't believe, that is okay. If you even want to choops and you want to say whatever you want, that's your business. Me really care. I just helping you out, I point out something there. If you want to learn, you learn. If you don't want to learn, that's your business. It's up to you. I just helping. Right? I just educating you. As you check out all them prayers and things as well be putting up, and if all go through it and all read and watch the videos and things, most of them will say yeah, it making sense. Because it does make sense, because I'll be telling you the truth. You understand? Watch me. But you tell the truth, then you tell a lie, you dig a hole and you bury yourself in a lie. You tell the truth, people might hate you. You understand? And the next time you tell the truth again, and sooner or later they will say the man talking the truth and he ain't talking no shopness. You understand what I'm saying? So that is it from me, and I hear somebody talking. I don't know who it is. Saying somebody talking, so I'm not sure. If I hear that in the background, they will. Sorry, I don't know. Somebody must be Waka or Lime or something, I don't know. Right? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope the carriage press help you a lot, and I hope you understand. As I tell you, you have to be real careful with the carriage press. Carriage press means come and go, right? And you have to just understand what I tell you, and you're going to understand it. Put sense into nonsense and realize how your children and whatever, what is the problem with them and thing, and all of them things. Now, it have plenty praise. It have over about 5,000 praise. That praise for all kind of thing. You understand? As I tell you, I could just bring them out and just let you know. And all these things with my grandmother and them teach me, and plus people who I know from working, they also teach me some things. Now, I just understand something. Right? I just learn one thing from one person, go by somebody else, and hear the talking the same thing. And if it's the same thing, I know it making sense. If it's not the same thing, I know somebody on shit. You understand? So you have to be careful. Right? You can't go by 10 people and say, where is that? I never hear about that praise you on them real dotishness. You understand? How you gonna know about it if they're talking in that kind of gibberish language? How you gonna know? And you ain't even know the gibberish language. You see the problem? So if they're talking something, they're telling you something in a different language, how expect you, who don't know the language, to understand what they're saying? Making sense or it ain't making sense? You understand what I'm saying? So, but they talk thing in English and I say, yeah boy, watch our man video, we go see what's going on there, hear it on English for yourself. Then you go and hear kind of thing and you even know what they say. Now don't get me wrong, if I lie people and thing, all do all the business, I just educate and teach all the things. You know, me not really business and thing what people do and thing. I them business, you know, because helping people is one thing and then the disobeying is the next thing. So me get myself into that. So I just come out, I educate you, I put it up there, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, that's your business. You learn something or you don't want to learn something. Right? So I know it have a lot of them watch, man. A lot of people that be watching these videos, and I know for sure, because plenty of people WhatsApp man tell me they enjoy them and they understand them. So I know that for 100%, a lot of people watch. Who ain't it? Who ain't it? Not everybody ain't it, but whoever ain't it, they does watch it. Anyway, so thank you for watching. My name is David. Thank you for watching Trini Lyman with David and Cheyenne. Cheyenne outside they cooking right now. We ain't cooking nothing too fancy. I think she's just making some fries and chicken. We just frying for today. We're real tired today and we ain't recording nothing. I think we'll be cooking and thing today. We kinda it's one of them days when you're just tired and you need a rest because we're real busy and you know what it is, right? So from Cheyenne, me, Pinky, Sammy, everybody, all take care of yourself, all enjoy the video. And don't worry, I'll try to bring out at least 3 of these videos per week. And keep all educated and keep all learning things. Up to all if all want to learn. I always remember I tell all you don't know who you're going by and what you're doing. Be careful. From me, I will see you all in the next one.